Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flicks. In this video, we're going to be discussing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and we're going to be taking a look at some brand new images for the upcoming sequel and diving into some new information. So if you are new around here, consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the movie news going on this channel. And with that down, let's jump into this horror news. So we're going to be diving into this article from Fear HQ. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 stills, bring back Christopher Robin and unleash the deranged Tigger. Yeah guys, so we're getting a sequel to the beloved Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I mean, that first movie was just absolutely crazy. Deranged bear running around, slashing people up. Seeing Winnie the Pooh turned into a horror icon. It's the way of the world now. Obviously, we've got Steamboat Willie. This just entered the public domain. That's being turned into a horror franchise as well. I'll put a link to the description, guys. Check out my video to do with the Steamboat Willie horror game and horror movie that's coming out. That looks set to be amazing. But back to this story. It looks like we're getting Tigger for the sequel, so that's going to be awesome. Having a new character in there who wasn't in the first movie. But we're going to dive into more information regarding Tigger and taking a look at these images for the upcoming sequel. So, new stills have been released for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, ahead of its new release next month, showcasing the return of Christopher Robin and one of the reimagined Disney characters. Check it out. So, while Disney has held the rights to Winnie the Pooh since 1966, wow, that's a long time, the character entered the public domain at the start of 2022, and among the first projects announced was a horror movie titled Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, this is going to be set to be a huge trend over the next few years, with, as I say, Steamboat Willie, as of January the 1st this year, the early rendition of Mickey Mouse entered the public domain. That's being turned into a horror franchise when it comes to a video game and a movie. And the same is happening with Winnie the Pooh. Obviously, Blood and Honey #1 has already came out, and we're getting a sequel with Tigger. And apparently there's a Bambi horror movie that's going to be in the works. But as Disney characters continue to enter the public domain, we're going to expect to see more and more of these kind of cheap horror parodies of Disney characters. As I say, as more of the Disney characters enter the public domain over the coming years. And I'm so here for it. It's just ridiculous, kind of crazy fun when it comes to the horror genre. And I absolutely love it. So, gross out Gorefest. It wasn't exactly aimed at Disney fans, but a lot of people had fun seeing the lovable characters from the 100 Acre Wood depicted in such a unique, well, gory and terrifying to be precise manner. Yeah, I think it's just something that piques people's curiosity. You have these beloved kind of harmless characters, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Steamboat Willie, and you never kind of associate them with anything bad, anything kind of horror related. And then when you kind of put them into a horror movie, it's kind of the shock value, but kind of the curiosity value at the same time of seeing these innocent characters kind of turned into something horrific and gory. And it definitely works. Whether they're good movies or not, that's up for debate. But it definitely piques people's interest, that's for sure. So, we can't imagine this will ever be how A.A. Milne and Walt Disney hoped or expected to see Winnie the Pooh and company portrayed on screen. However, the first installment of this begoing franchise managed to gross an impressive $5.2 million on a mere $100,000 budget, despite not receiving an overly warm response from critics. That's an incredible return on investment. $5.2 million from a $100,000 budget. That's insane when you think about, just like I say, the return on investment. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of campy, it was satirical, it was a bit ridiculous. It looked really low budget. The costume didn't really look that good. A lot of people were confused. Was the characters in the first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, was it supposed to be a serial killer in a Winnie the Pooh costume? Or was it actually meant to be a real Winnie the Pooh, like a biological kind of monster based on the Winnie the Pooh character? People weren't really sure. And it turns out it was kind of a half human, half Winnie the Pooh, kind of mixed together. But the fans were definitely kind of confused. The audience, I should say, were kind of confused when it came to that aspect of the movie. So, very little has been revealed about the follow-up. Though we know Pooh's friend turned enemy Christopher Robin will return, and a new look at him has been revealed, alongside an extreme close-up of a character we believe is Tigger. Some have identified him as Pooh, but it's hard to say for sure. Either way, he's nightmare-inducing. So, we have a post here on Twitter or X, whichever you prefer to call it. We're going to check out these images in just a sec. And then we're going to read some of the online community response and see what you guys are saying about these images, because they do look pretty damn cool, I must admit. The more I talk about the sequel, the more excited I get for it. At first, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not really that bothered. It's just another kind of cheap knockoff horror movie. But I'm kind of getting more and more excited about it. Because that first movie, although it was kind of dumb, ridiculous, over the top, it was still kind of fun. Last year, returning Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey director and co-writer Reese Waterfield recently explained how the team working on the sequel was legally able to bring that character into the mix. So we have some quotes here which are really interesting, which go into the fact of using these characters, which is quite interesting. So, quote, "You couldn't use Tigger before because he wasn't in the public domain then," he revealed. "But Tigger is in the public domain on January 1st, 2024, and the film is coming out a month later." Yeah, so when the first Winnie the Pooh book came out, I believe that Tigger wasn't actually in the original book. Tigger came at a later point. That's why he didn't enter the public domain until after Winnie the Pooh did, because he wasn't in the actual original book. If I'm believed to be correct on that issue, I think that's the case. So, we finished principal photography and the film is currently in the post-production stages, Waterfield added. "I'm tidying up the edit and we've got various departments working on it in terms of music, sound, grade, and animation, VFX, all of that stuff." So, after confirming the sequel has a budget that's 10 times bigger than its predecessor, yeah, they're going all in on this sequel. As I say, they made the first one for 100,000, they made 5.2 million, so I guess, you know, if the return on investment is there, why not make the sequel even bigger? Why not get the even bigger return on investment? And maybe they can turn it into a thriving horror franchise. You know, it can turn into a horror icon. And maybe in 10 or 15 years' time, we're still talking about sequels to Pooh, Blood and Honey. You never know. The filmmaker promised fans some crazy kills. And one sequence in the movie, which is absolutely wild. "Push for details," he added. "There's a group of girls in a motorhome. They're having a good time. And then Winnie the Pooh and the owl turn up. And they don't have a good time." Just reading that sentence there just sounds absolutely ridiculous. "There's a group of girls in a motorhome, they're having a good time, and then Winnie the Pooh and the owl turn up, and then they don't have a good time." I'm literally picturing the animated versions though. I'm not picturing this movie. I'm picturing like the animated versions of Winnie the Pooh and the owl turning up. But yeah, it just sounds crazy getting murdered by Winnie the Pooh and an owl. Yeah, you know, I'm there for it, man. It just sounds ridiculous. I love it. Disney has largely ignored projects like this one, and they still hold the rights to their version of the character. Yeah, so it's a misconception among some people. Obviously, you know, Winnie the Pooh and Steamboat Willie, they're now in the public domain, but Disney still hold the rights to their versions of the characters. So Disney have, you know, the iconic version of Winnie the Pooh. You can't use Disney's version. You can use the older version that appeared in the original books. It's the same with Steamboat Willie. So you couldn't use what you think of as the classic version of Mickey Mouse, but you can use the Steamboat Willie, the earlier iterations of what Mickey Mouse looked like, you know, without the shorts, without the gloves. But yeah, you can't use the modern renditions that Disney still own. So, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is set to release on February 14th. So there you go, guys. If you've got a loved one in your life, and it's coming up to Valentine's Day, you can go and watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey with your significant other. If she or he is into that kind of movie. It's not everybody's taste. But yeah, guys, anyway, with that down, we're going to hop over to Twitter. We're going to take a look at these new images, and then we're going to read some comments on what you guys are saying about it. So, landing over here on Twitter, brand new look at Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin. Trailer will drop at the end of this month. So, we've only got a few weeks left, and then we're going to get a brand new juicy trailer for Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I'm so here for it. You know, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. As he says, the budget is 10 times bigger, so we should be in for some crazy kills. So, we have this zoomed in picture here of this character. And like it said in the article, it's kind of up for debate. I mean, is this Pooh? Is this Pooh or is this Tigger? It's kind of hard to tell from this image. I'll put up some more images. So here, guys, there's a picture here of what Winnie the Pooh looks like, actual promo images of the upcoming sequel. And then if we contrast it with this image here, is this Tigger or is this Winnie the Pooh? I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell from this image. But either way, it looks awesome. I mean, look at the fur. The fur on the face looks awesome. The bloodied eyes just look great. The nose looks good as well. You can definitely see an increase in the production value. You can definitely see where they've spent the money, and it looks great. Seeing all this fur, as I say, the kind of bloodshot eyes with the kind of goo coming out of the eyes. It looks really kind of awesome. You would not want to see this on a dark night, that's for sure. But yeah, it looks great. I can't wait to see the costumes in the actual trailer. Man, it looks really, really good. And then we've got a new look at Christopher Robin. Doesn't really show us much. There's a fox here. Is that a real fox or is that a statue? I'm not really sure. Is there a fox character in Winnie the Pooh? To be honest, I haven't seen Winnie the Pooh in years, so I can't remember. But yeah, so we've got Christopher Robin here. There's not really much to say about this image. How he's going to factor into the story is going to be very, very interesting. You know, but we'll have to see how that all works out. But apart from that, there's not much else to say about that image. But this image here just looks terrifying, looks haunting, looks proper scary. And it looks great. I mean, I really, really hope that this movie does well and is received well, because I would love to see more sequels coming down the line and seeing what they're going to do with this franchise moving forward. And as I say, in 10 or 15 years' time, we could still be talking about Pooh, Blood and Honey sequels. You never know. Depends if it takes off or not. But let's see what people are saying about it. So, now that's a huge improvement on Pooh's look. It's handsome and terrifying. Handsome? Christopher Robin, I guess, but not so much Pooh. So handsome. Is that Pooh or Tigger? It's me, Pooh, so handsome. Yeah, that's the thing. Is it Pooh or Tigger? People are confused as to who this actually is. It definitely doesn't look like Tigger. Not the classical version I would have thought of as Tigger, anyway. Tigger's more orange, isn't he? Like stripy as well. Don't kill off Christopher, please. I'll certainly do my best. This account here, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Is this the official account? I'm not sure if it is. Yeah, it seems to be the official account. So, is the movie still releasing in February? Yeah, February 14th, from what the article just said. I want to know how Piglet is still alive. Hey Pooh, are we getting a poster for Blood and Honey 2 early this month? If the trailer releases at the end of the month, will we get a poster come out? Yeah, generally with most movies, you get a poster before the trailer comes out. But that's with big Hollywood budget movies. Obviously, this is a low budget horror movie, so they may not do things the same way. But we'll have to stay tuned for that. If we do get one, guys, I will update it on the channel for you. Looking forward to this, absolutely. I'm beyond excited to see the new actor playing Christopher Robin. But why were some of these old ones replaced for the upcoming sequel? Well, I mean, when you're... there could be scheduling conflicts. Maybe the person who played him in the first movie, maybe he couldn't come back for the sequel. Maybe he didn't want to come back for the sequel. You know, maybe they went out and actually paid for a better, more experienced actor. There could be loads of reasons as to why, you know, people have changed in this upcoming movie. So, yes, and what's so weird is that I was asking on TikTok when the trailer will drop. Yeah, so at the end of the month, so that's only, what, like 3 weeks? Oh, 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so about just over 3 weeks. So keep your eyes on that, guys. I'll do a trailer reaction for that for sure. Doesn't look bad. No, it doesn't. It actually looks pretty damn good. Pooh looks creepy. I love it. What's the exact date? February 14th is the release date, guys. So mark your calendar for that. I thought that was Al for a split second. Pooh scares me. He's definitely creepy looking. That's for sure. With the bloodshot eyes and everything. So yeah, the majority of people are saying that this is Winnie the Pooh. But there's that confusion with people thinking it's Tigger for some reason. Woohoo. These shots are freaking amazing. Can't wait. We'll read a few more. Can't wait to see you, Piglet, Al, Tigger, Christopher Robin have an epic showdown in the upcoming sequel. And by the way, you're looking good there. People are tagging 3C Films. So let's find one more good comment. When the original Blood and Honey got released in theaters, I tried to get it in theater, but because it's independent release, they could not get it, and I live in Upper Michigan. Yeah, that's the problem with these low-budget horror films. I mean, sometimes they get a limited release. It's not always easy to find it at your local theater. Sometimes you have to drive pretty far to go and find this kind of film. It's not always playing in most major theaters, as I say, because it's low budget. But keep your eyes on it, guys. As it's a bigger budget, it may be playing in more places. So you'll have to keep your eyes on it if you want to go and watch it at the theater. I'm sure you'll be able to find it somewhere. But guys, yeah, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do these images get you more hyped for the sequel? And what did you think about the first movie? Did you enjoy it, or did you think it was just ridiculous and kind of stupid? But I'm definitely looking forward to more of these Disney horror movies as we move into the future, as more characters become public domain. As I say, I think there's a Bambi horror movie on the horizon as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we have Steamboat Willie horror games and movies. We've got Winnie the Pooh horror movies, and we might have a Bambi movie horror movie as well. And I think it said something like Bambi catches the plague and starts eating people or something. It was like absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, guys, jump in the comment section. Let me know what you think about all this news. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Always interested in what you guys think about this kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.